Okay, so translocation versus transpiration. Very simple. So here, for translocation, it's just the process where sugars, specifically sucrose, is moved in the phloem. And as you already know, with phloem, it moves in both directions, so up and down through the plant. Now, with transpiration, transpiration is just a fancy word for evaporation in plants. And how this works, it only works in the xylem. So this only happens in the xylem. And we know that the xylem only moves in one direction, which is from the bottom of the plant to the top. So essentially, you have water that's absorbed in the roots of the plants, and it moves up the xylem through the stem and gets to the leaves. Now, once you're at the leaves, you should have learnt, or you should have looked at the cross-section of the leaves, and you should know that there are stomata. Now, the stomata open and close depending on the need for water or any environmental changes. So when the stomata, when they open, this allows for water to evaporate and leave the plant. Water evaporates. Or you could say when it opens, transpiration happens. Now, say for example, if the plant is under stress, let's say it's not getting enough water, there's not enough water in the environment, the stomata are going to close. So when the stomata close, it helps to preserve or to keep the water inside of the plant. So this keeps the water. And it's just a cycle. So the stomata open and close. Let's say, for example, if it rains, it absorbs water, and then say if it becomes warm and sunny, the stomata open, the water evaporates, and it just keeps going and going in a cycle. And that cycle of water being absorbed by the roots and then leaving is known as the transpiration stream. So it's just the constant gaining and losing of water, again gaining through the roots, and loss of water through the stomata via evaporation. So that's it. Translocation, again transporting sugars in the phloem. Transpiration, it's just evaporation, fancy word for evaporation in plants. It occurs in the xylem, and this is responsible for transporting minerals and water. So key things here: occurs in the xylem, minerals and water. Water is absorbed at the roots, and it leaves or evaporates or transpires through the stomata. Remember, it's the holes at the bottom of the leaf. If you look at the cross section, again, if it opens, transpiration occurs. If it closes, keeps the water inside of the plant. All right, and that's it.